Well, as you know, could be some technical difficulties going on right now. I think we're good, but let's double check that. In the meantime, how's it going there, Pigs?
Oh, it's going. I was out there barbecuing just now, so I do apologize for coming in a few minutes late here. But as you can see, I'm repping my championship T-shirt here.
Yes,
sir. A bit of a throwback.
Nope, it's all good. I think we are good. I believe YouTube is up. I see Instagram up. We have not been kicked out of TikTok just yet. But yeah, man, let's get this party started. It is Monday, August 17th. All right, 2026. And we finally got some football, ladies and gentlemen. We had a home game. You know, I guess some positives, some negatives, some in-betweens, right? We'll have to look at that and allow everybody to call it as they see it, if you will. But, you know, Turf had a last-minute decision, had an executive decision there, and I did decide to go to the game. If you didn't already see, I had some pretty cool new clips. Cheers, if you will. New clips on how they set up VIP. I'm not sure, right? Anybody's seen that previously in the past? I actually did the whole spread in terms of what they had to eat. But what was really cool about this setup, and apparently they did it last year too. I just probably was at J-Lot. Shout out to J-Lot, you know, get my party on. And didn't see it for whatever reason. But they have the players come out of the VIP section. They have it all set up. And if you paid attention, you got a little taste of that. You got to see Turf giving high fives to pretty much the whole team on the way in and the way out, which was pretty cool. Really for the kids more than anything, right? I thought it was pretty badass for the kids. They absolutely enjoyed it. I mean, smart thinking. The Raiders, they never surprise me, man. They definitely know how to make sure you have a good time at that stadium. So, yeah, I was excited. The stadium staff, Cheyenne, just too many to name, right? But yeah, it's still popping and rocking as usual, man. And for a preseason game, I was pretty surprised as far as the amount of people, etc. So with that being said, let me know, man. How did you get a chance to see the game actually?
Yeah, I watched the game. I also tuned in on a couple of your lives you threw up there.
Okay.
Showcasing the VIP smorgasbord that was out there. It's kind of ridiculous how many staff are behind that operation. It's
yes.
A bit hard to imagine until you're actually, I guess, there in person, like experiencing it. But yeah, there was a bit of everything or something for everyone type offering in the
absolutely
food area.
And the cool thing about it, man, is they're the same people from day one. From 2021, the exact same people.
Nice. Good retention, meaning obviously the Raiders are a great place to work then, as far as the staff or up the operation. Outstanding place to work. They treat the staff really, really well. And I'll give you guys a little bonus the next time I do hit VIP. I don't know when that will be. I highly doubt I'll get a VIP seat for game one, the opener. Way too expensive. But if I do, I got my buddy John, man. Shout out to John. He and I, we like to yell Raiders, man, and trust me, everybody knows exactly who it is. And they don't even have to figure out where to turn around to hear it. So I'll try to get that on tape for you guys. It's been something we've been doing again since 2021. So yeah, back to you, Butt Pigs. Tell me what your thoughts are initially, just right, high level hindsight. We lost you. We lost your ball.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. As far as the game, I guess there wasn't really much of a sample size to draw any conclusions on any of our first string players. It was kind of just what you wanted to see, which was them going out there and executing and not making any mistakes, playing clean football, basically. And they did that. Kirk Cousins looks really in control and understanding the ins and outs of the offense. And that's what you expect from a veteran player who's played in this offense previously. So he did exactly what we kind of expected him to do. And defenses in the preseason across the board, across the entire league, are just not going to be sacrificing their body, and they're not going to be showing their cards. It's that simple. Unless you're a player who's desperately playing for a spot, there's just not going to be any absolutely incredible defensive performances.
Right.
So you kind of have to then take with a grain of salt all the offense that you do see, especially early on in the preseason. Like, for instance, the touchdowns that are kind of contested in the end zone. Like, I could see in the regular season there being some car collisions right on the red zone goal line, but in the preseason it's kind of a walk-in touchdown. So all that to say, I liked what I saw as far as execution, but we're still kind of unsure what we have as far as guys playing football in the most physical form.
Right. No, I think that's well said. No one's going to allow themselves to get injured, if you will, on a play that doesn't make sense. As you stated, goal line, it makes no sense to bear down there. It's a matter of, hey, if I get there first, great. If not, so be it. Live on to the next play, if you will. And I think both defenses maybe had one series, maybe, and not all defensive players. As you know, Max did not play, right? He was not out there. Honestly, I don't even know if did Coons play. I'm assuming he had a couple of snaps. But I didn't see.
Think he did. I think.
I didn't see much. I didn't see much from the defense. Really, I wanted to see the offense, and from what I did see on the defensive side, it was not pretty at all. So, we'll obviously have to discuss that a little bit. But as you stated, man, I was actually impressed with the game plan, if you will, for that first drive, that first series, and how it all played out. It was actually pretty cool to see, because as you all should know, right, this is Cousins and Kubiak back together again, and it showed that they hadn't skipped a beat from that respect. And this is just basic 101, right, game planning for preseason, where you're not showing any wrinkles or anything outside of play action. So it was exciting to see. Like I said, again, I was happy to be back in the stadium, back around Raider Nation and all of the fans, right? All of the people that you see at the games, all of the season ticket holders. That's one of the things that I really do actually enjoy, in terms of people that definitely pay attention to football and don't have these wild takes. And everyone's a little bit more level-headed. Although some of my OGs had me a little shook in terms of their thought process. I still don't see how anyone thinks we'll be close to 800 in terms of wins, losses this season. That's just absurd to me. But hey, I guess anything is possible, right? Anything is possible.
Are you saying the vibes were optimistic at the stadium? Is the general outlook on the season is looking? Things are looking up for us.
Everyone assumes that we will get close to 800 and that's a good season. Now that part, a good season. I think if we get even remotely close to 800 in terms of wins, losses, that's a great season. That is, Turf would be ecstatic. We would be well on our way. I would say absolutely we would be ahead of schedule, and for sure, I would not be talking this 5-year plan. I would be looking at more so along 3 years, as long as we hit in terms of our draft picks, right, and filling those particular holes.
Yeah,
so.
I would agree. The part of optimism that you can kind of understand is Kubiak coming from like the winning pedigree and combining with a lot of veteran coaches, say on the offensive line and such, and then kind of the wild card defense. It kind of sets the stage for something that's hard to predict, and in that uncertainty, it's a lot easier to lean into optimism versus defaulting to assuming that it'll be the same old hat. But inevitably, it'll be somewhere likely falling in between the two, insofar as like the likely outcome.
Yep. Nope, I agree, man. I totally agree. So we'll do a little bit of a rundown real quick with some high level questions, and you all know we have to watch that all 22 tape. I gotta show at least the very first series, offensively and defensively. Some plays that I know it's early, but when you draft a person at number 6, you're expecting the world, in my opinion. So there's very little wiggle room, pun intended, in terms of what the expectations are. So I will show why I bring up that running back position so often, and why I scrutinize it, particularly when it comes to Deuce, right? Number 2, Ashton Janty. I'm sure he probably wanted to punch me in the face on that walk back into the VIP section, back into heading into the locker room. But who knows? The kid definitely doesn't know who I am. But yeah, man, it's
no, he's on YouTube. He's got a YouTube account, so you never know. His brand is YouTube.
So we'll get there. We'll talk about it. Hopefully, you guys can see and understand where I'm coming from that respect. But yeah, let's dive into it, man. First question I have is, who showed up when the lights came on, man? Who were you most impressed with in terms of what you saw? Rookie, veteran, whatever the case may be.
The obvious rookies are Benson and Sloan. Those two guys look very comfortable. And not only that, they were kind of willing to push the envelope of their ability, which is what you want to see in preseason, is allow guys to have the tolerance to make mistakes, because there is no real consequence to this game. It's not having impact on our season record. So guys should be pushing the limits of what they're capable of, so that coaches know what they can call in the regular season. This is kind of like a lot of calibration and testing these rookies, the opportunity they have for them today. And so definitely Sloan was the most impressive. The way that he was kind of playing with reckless abandonment and flying around and diving and leaping and making those decisive football plays, the ones that Tyree Wilson failed to make. Sloan is making left, right, and center. On pretty much all the plays, you can see that when the important moments are presented, he's at his most explosive and decisive. And that's what Crosby does well as well. He keeps his foot on the gas, and at that moment where it's most impactful, he explodes. So definitely Sloan needs a lot more reps. And I think we should be critical of these guys, these rookies. Like, I think this whole narrative that we shouldn't be critical is kind of fake news. Like, these guys have been in a glorified pro sport for years now, getting paid to do this. Like, this isn't like rookie seasons past. This is a whole new world. For rookies. So I expect guys like Benson to step up. He's played at 3 the most prestigious colleges in football, like Alabama, Oregon, and it doesn't get better than that. So this dude is a seasoned vet as far as I'm concerned, and I expect him to play up to his talent level. And I know why he fell, and we discussed it in the previous draft, or in the previous show. I think it was reasons kind of unrelated to his skill, and so far the Raiders have really put a lot on his plate, and he's showing rapid development and growth, and that's kind of what you like to see out of rookies.
Yeah, he's showing that he can handle it, man. Not only handle it, embrace it and move it forward with, the ability to do that. It looks like for as long as he can stay healthy in the season. The more they give him, the more he shows up. So I agree with you. He and Sloan, absolutely. Two of the biggest and best bright spots we have in terms of rookies and coming in and you know, fighting for a position like that. You know, if this were the Peter Carroll days, these guys wouldn't even be out there.
This is truly seizing the opportunity, which is exciting as a fan of the team, as you want guys to seize the opportunity in preseason and whenever they have the opportunity, whether it be a shared practice or a preseason game.
Yep. So, you know, when you get drawn references to baby, you know, Max in terms of Sloan and obviously they already pretty much have penciled in oh boy in terms of wide receiver for the number 3 slot and Benson. I don't know anyone else that's going to take that from him right now.
I would argue all the wide receiver slots are kind of up in the air, kind of like.
Well, in terms of Benson, I mean, I doubt that he would take the number 2 or number 1 spot, right?
I want to say Naylor and Tucker are going to be having the extreme edge, but I could see a world where defenses are overly committing to covering Naylor and Tucker, and Benson then thus feasts gets a whole lot more yards than those guys. That's that's something that happens for rookies, especially in their first year as a wideout. They go under the radar and they explode. They get huge numbers, and then in their second year, that's when defenses start to clamp down on them.
Right, and let's be honest and truth be told, you know good and well that they are not allowing Brock Bowers to go wild. That's just not going to happen.
That's number 1 priority.
Yeah, they're not going to allow that to happen any way, shape, or form. So you can count on, you know, those guys not being double teamed, if you will. They should have the ability to shine. And if not, that is going to be one of the major problems we have with our offense, because I don't see double coverage for either the number 1 or 2 slot pretty much all season. I expect teams to play us with those with their corners straight up, right? Just being honest up front, and you'll see a lot of schemes and things to try to confuse Kurt when it comes to getting Brock Bowers the ball. And even with that being said, I mean, I know there's not a whole lot of guys that love Mayer, if you will, but shout out to Mayer, man. He got a touchdown. He looked good out there first series. We will pull this up. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I mean, our offense, and it's shocking to say this, but our offense is ahead of our defense right now, which is, I mean, usually that is the way it always goes for the most part. Anyways, defense always ends up catching up, you know, come mid-season.
I think it's worth noting that our performance over the past, like, seemingly over like a decade has basically been a dominant opening drive, and then our offense disappearing the rest of the game. So I'm wondering, like, the way these preseason games are structured, you have your opening drive scripted with the first team offense, and like they have success. Well, we've been doing that for so many years, and that's where we are successful in the regular season. But then after that is where we have all our problems, and it's like you kind of wonder if in the preseason, if that's how we're kind of planning and scripting it for our first team guys, like, and then that's the results we're getting in the regular season. Kind of wonder if that's the right formula for it.
Right.
We never really try anything else. No team really tries anything else. Like, it's very odd.
So out of the game, what was your head scratcher?
Head scratcher.
I know my
was. I guess the commitment to Meredith at center, that was a head scratcher. Like, they should have pushed him to guard like ages ago. I like the versatility that Meredith offers at center, but I really want to see him like establish some dominant tape at guard, at least to put to bed all this kind of questions about his ability, because we discussed it last show. We believe in Meredith. We believe that he's like a skilled, intelligent player who's a capable guy to step in at a moment's notice and fill a role, but not necessarily the dominant player that you want out there as the ideal. But as a depth piece and a guy in the locker room, he's he's someone that you want on your team.
Yep.
In any event, I think it's important that he establishes some dominant tape, and he does that most effectively at guard. And so, yes, we want the versatility that he can play center, but let's see him at guard. Like, why are we putting so much emphasis on him playing center versus, say, a JPJ? Like, that I don't understand.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a head scratcher.
Yeah, there's some underlying things there. I mean, there was a lot said right there, particularly if you're trying to read the room. If you're trying to figure out what Kubiak is thinking, right? He's made some comments that will make you, hold your breath a little bit, especially if you are a JPJ lover, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's very obvious he's not.
There is a lot of fill in the blank kind of opportunities, but it has been that way for a few years now. Like this has become the norm around JPJ, which is part of the reason why I think you and I are leaning towards trading him if he has the values, because I think he does have a role in the NFL, but we've, as an organization, made it very difficult for that role to come to fruition. And if another team feels that they're better suited for it, then perhaps that's best for both parties.
Right.
JPJ and the Raiders, like maybe get an asset back, and then he finds a better situation for coaches or otherwise.
Yeah, it's very possible, man. I mean, it's not over in terms of trades, things happening. I believe it's not over until November, right? So I think November is the trade deadline. So this thing could go well into the season and have some possible trade action happen. So I wouldn't pass it up in any way, shape, or form, particularly when injuries start to hit. So
yeah, and I've kind of got a sense of JPJ's personality over the few years that he's been on the team, and I do sense that there has been a toll taken on him. And yes, he's not going to say anything, he's going to be professional and all that, same with all the other guys and the organization themselves, but the reality is that stuff happened that shouldn't have. It was never really openly and honestly addressed. It was kind of masked with a whole lot of clever PR and this kind of stuff. And so in those situations, perhaps a clean slate is the best kind of outcome for player and organization. But that would be the head scratcher part, is kind of the Meredith fixation on playing him at center, not really giving JPJ the same opportunities. That's definitely head scratching.
Yeah, for me, believe it or not, the head scratcher for me was our kicking game.
Oh, yeah. The kicking game?
Our kicking game. I mean, so if there was anything we've had in the last 3 to 5 years, it's been the kicking game. That's just across the board. I believe we've had phenomenal kickoffs, we've had phenomenal field goals, and we've had phenomenal punts, right? I mean, our kicking game has pretty much been our best thing, believe it or not, right? I've always said that Carlson was our best player at one point in terms of, outside of your Max Crosby's and when we had, Devontae, things like that. But he's been our best player, and we don't have that anymore. And we saw quite a few field goals missed that absolutely had no business being missed. The Tokyo toe did not look good. I mean, right? I don't think any of the kickers look good. And if we're going to win one of those games that we're talking about winning in terms of a toss-up, right? I don't see how you do that without a kicker. There have been questions of, hey, can we get these guys on the line? Can we call them back? Can we see if they're ready to be back on the squad, because it was that bad, right? So again, to me, that was a head scratcher. I just expected that to be more smooth. I didn't expect to see so many misses. And it just didn't feel right at all. I mean, it didn't seem like we had a kicker or a kicking game at all. So that was my head scratcher, man. That was definitely my head scratcher, big time.
Yeah, That makes sense. Like, as you were saying, the Raiders have certainly established their identity over the past few decades as being elite special teams and not much else. So the fact that we don't have that right now is kind of a bit disturbing. But
yes,
yeah, it is kind of an interesting opportunity with Tokyo Toe as they've dubbed him. But like if he does get the international player slot, it makes a lot of sense to have him on the team. Like because it's really it's no there's no real downside insofar as, are we going to find another international player who's more valuable than him? Probably not. Like Lakitasi basically didn't flash while he was here. Like there was always talk of narrative about him in practice and kind of doing stuff, but then when it comes down to it, he didn't really do anything for us. So if Tokyo Toe manages to hit one field goal in his time with us, then that international slot is already paying dividends.
Right.
Insofar as the misses, like he's not a guy that came from a football upbringing. Yeah, his upbringing was not football, so I think being in a stadium like Las Vegas and what have you is probably not his comfort zone. So he needs to go through the fire, the trial and error, and make it his comfort zone, which I believe someone like him, he's very process driven, will have no problem doing. It's just a matter of putting in the time and affording him the opportunity to get through those the learning curve as it is, because he proved it in college, so there's no reason he can't do it here. Kicking is the exact same. It's not like he's kicking against different air. The air is the same. Football is the same. It's just the mental part of it that he has to bypass, and yeah, the international slot is kind of that perfect opportunity. In the meantime, Gay or whoever else, they're basically just like filling time, because we're not going to be using them in the playoffs to win crucial games. It's going to be basically determining where we draft. Is like our kicker is determining where we draft. Will it be 20 or will it be like 10? Like it could be our kicker determining that, which is to me maybe justifies leaning towards the Hawaii kicker, because if he loses a few games, maybe that's best for us. Like it's really hard to say ultimately. It just depends on whether or not we're in the playoffs. That clutch kicker is what you need in the playoffs.
100%.
And you got to teach that guy to be clutch at some point, if he's not already learned that skill, but has the underlying traits to be a clutch kicker. I would personally just bail on a veteran kicker and just lean into the rookie kicker. Let him make mistakes, get the better draft pick, and then next year, if he hasn't shown improvement, then go out and sign the vet that is the proven guy and make him truly win that job. But use this year as the development year, much like the rest of the roster. It's a development year. Like I find it a bit ridiculous that we're kind of talking about like competitive football. Like meanwhile, we have like the oldest quarterback and like the youngest quarterback and like the oldest kicker and the youngest kicker, and we're doing like this weird stuff that you just don't do when you're a team that's making playoff pushes. Like this is a team that's rebuilding. Like
I think you just said it, man. This team is 100% rebuild. I think we all know that. And the other thing is this, man, you just said it. The Tokyo Toe doesn't come from this background, and I can equate this exactly to what my son is going through, right? And that is when the bright lights come on, ladies and gentlemen. Your body is naturally going to do things differently, whether you like it or not. Perfect example I can give. One of the reasons why my son only came in 17th, I would say, in the 200-meter hurdles, when he was literally ranked 5th in the nation, in his time. When the bright lights come on and it's something that you don't understand, you haven't been accustomed to, you haven't been used to, everything goes off the charts. And what I can equate it to is, after talking to my son, I was like, so what happened? I already knew what happened because I watched it. He was so amped up and he was just so hot, right? With those
you adrenaline dump in the first 5 minutes.
First hurdle faster than he had ever gotten to that first hurdle in his lifetime. All his steps, all of the count, right? All that went out the window, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens when the bright lights come on and you're not accustomed to it. I can assure you the Tokyo Toe was out there. Even with the crowd not being what it's going to be week one, it was still a large enough crowd for him to say, wow, this is different. This is something I've not done before. I'm not running out of the tunnel with all these kids and the fans and right. It matters. Some guys, right? We all know some guys, they don't play till the lights turn on, right? And then you got guys that are, practice players. I mean, they do everything in practice, but as soon as those lights turn on, for whatever reason, they tuck their tail. That's something that you have to learn, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you don't learn that by sitting on the practice squad necessarily. So that's kind of the part where it's a bit of a catch-22 is, yes, he's an international player and you can stash him on the practice squad, but are you really improving his clutch kicking ability by doing that? Like,
right.
I guarantee he's going to learn how to perfect his kick on the practice squad, but is he learning the emotional part of the game, the mental part of the game that'll ultimately make a difference in the playoffs when the time is at the absolute peak of the importance of the kick and the moment and such. I think a lot of that can be established during the regular season, and we're kind of afforded a development year, so we might as well make use of it. But if Kirk Cousins starts, then I expect Matt Gay to start.
Right.
If Mendoza starts, then I expect
Tokyo Toe to start.
Tokyo Toe
No,
to start.
it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me, man. And while we got people in here, let me go on ahead and acknowledge some of the guys. We got quite a few in here. I can't see in terms of TikTok for these guys. I apologize, but we got my nephew, man. Raider Rundown in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. What up, my guys? Great show today, too. Actually, I did get a chance to finally see it. Obviously work, things along those lines. We got Jack in the building. Jack, we stop us there. 4490. What up, Raider Nation? Appreciate you for coming through. I hope you enjoy the show. We got one more special guy that has a question for us, which is a very, very good question. I have a hot unpopular take with this one. But shout out to my cuz, Steve Jones in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. What up, Turf? Will Mike Washington take away snaps from Ashton Janty? That's a great question. I'm just gonna go out. I'm just gonna put it out there, man. I not only is he going to take reps, I think this man eventually takes his job. I know the consensus is, and you would say that that's impossible, right? And there's a reason why that's impossible. The same reason that AOC couldn't start over Minshew, right? And we all know what that is. It's money, right?
Investment, for sure, yeah.
It's one of the reasons why you're going to have to still deal with Mr. Jack Besh on the team. Second round pick. If somebody's dumb enough to trade for him, I think you'd see that trade happen yesterday. Even though, right, Kubiak values him as a blocker, right? Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? I mean, don't get me wrong.
In all fairness, the blocking, pass-catching tight end is at an all-time high value. Teams are overdrafting tight ends.
But
no other position.
He's definitely not a tight end in this league.
No, true. But he is that heavy-set wide receiver.
He is.
Hybrid-ish.
He is. I just don't think that's anything we need. Not when we have two very good tight ends. One, the best in the league, right? While the other was drafted in the second round and we went up to get him. And I wouldn't say that he's done a terrible job. He's had a couple of issues, right, in terms of his mental state and things along those lines. But I don't know, man. I don't see Jack Besh being anything other than a role player. Somebody, like you said, sure, you may get him in and not look at him to stretch the field, maybe get you a first down possession, but mainly more along the lines of like like Pigs is saying, blocking. I just don't see him being a serious part of this offense, right? They're not game planning for Jack Bush. It's just not going to happen.
Sure, he isn't a player that is like Bauer's gonna explode and turn a small play into a big gain, explosive. But I could definitely see him being crucial on like third down possession type catches where they're over covering Bowers and then he's able to do a tough catch in traffic and take a hit and get the 3-4 yards for the first down. That could be where he carves out his role in our offense, which could be valuable because that's how you keep the drive moving, is through a player who's able to take hits in the middle of traffic. And we don't really have too many guys like that. Like Mayer and Bowers are the two obvious guys, but they're going to be covering Bowers and Mayer. Yes, he's had his games. He's just not really had any consistency over time where he's been able to prove that he can be reliable in that role. But Besh, he definitely had his best game this past preseason game.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He definitely had his best game. I mean,
yeah, showcasing that exact skill of converting a crucial down, taking contact, and getting body position. Like, not an explosive, but just kind of possession.
Right.
But yeah, if he's just doing that possession kind of catches, like, that's definitely a huge plus for our offense.
I mean, I can see it being helpful, but I really what it's going to boil down to is that he's just the option that people aren't covering, if you will, right? I mean,
fair.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, but if he's holding on to the ball, he doesn't turn it over, doesn't fumble. Like if he was Renfro, he makes the catch, but then there's a 50% chance he's fumbling it. So, like if he's Renfro on steroids, maybe that's all we need.
Right. No, I agree, man. I agree. It'll be interesting to see how all this works out. I definitely don't have high hopes for him, and we'll see, man. Our wide receiver room, I would say, is in shambles. I'm just gonna be honest, right? And I believe we just signed someone, right? What's his name? The kid from the Commanders, right? Washington Commanders.
Oh, really? We signed a guy from Washington because we got like Shedrick Jackson and like Benson. Like, there's a couple of young guys already that I expect to get development alongside Besh and Thornton. So I'm kind of curious. Where Naylor and now the Commanders guy fits into this. Right.
So shout out to Noah Brown, right? Las Vegas Raiders signed veteran wide receiver Noah Brown from the Washington Commanders August 16th. In a corresponding roster move to clear space, the Raiders released defensive tackle Benito Jones. So, Brown played 2 seasons, 2024-2025 season for the Commanders, totaling 40 receptions, 536 yards, and a touchdown across 15 games. So, his big moment that everybody should remember and know him from is where he caught the Hail Mary to beat the Bears, right? Last play of the game. Daniels just ran around, chucked it up. Somebody tipped it. He caught it in the end zone. That's pretty much what he's known for, as well as his size, right? He's 6'2", I want to say 225. I don't know what that speed looks like. But, I mean, they went and got a wide receiver with some size for a reason, in my opinion. Because everyone else, I don't know how tall Naylor is. I want to say he's, 6 foot at best. And Jack Besh is not getting downfield. So, right, and please don't bring up Thornton.
This guy's a serious vet. He's been playing a bunch of seasons.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this, in my eyes, tells you that we're struggling here, man. We're struggling. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jack Kenner in the building. Salute Nation. I see Joe O'Leary in the building. And Raider John in the building. Appreciate y'all. Raider John, appreciate y'all for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show. Yeah, so, I mean, it is what it is. I think we got a lot to grow from that respect. I hope that Cousins finds a way to spread it around and not have to rely and or count on, right, Justin Bowers or Justin Miller for that matter. And I think that first series kind of showed that he's very comfortable getting it across to everyone. And we will obviously see that here shortly. But real quick, before we dive in to a little bit more, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Chop Hub. I didn't do that last week at all in any way, shape, or form because, quite frankly, Turf just forgot, right? But in doing that today, we will have a quick little 20-second commercial break, and we will be right back.
Welcome back to the Creator Olympics. Up first, the fastest editing final. Fingers at the ready. 3, 2, 1, go! They're off. Look at lane 1. Hammer those shortcuts. Lane 2 is moving like a cheetah on espresso. Lane 3, more mouse than man right now. But lane 4, he's checking his phone. We roll straight into thumbnail throwing. 9 meters for Bree, 12 for Dax.
It's an amazing tool for everything. I particularly like to use it for scheduling my shorts, right? My clips, if you will. But it's editing. It's a whole entire content pipeline. So if you haven't had a chance, go check it out. chophub.io. That is chophub.io. So I think, man, it's already 6 almost. I kind of want to dive into this film real quick, man. Like I said, we want to hit these first few series, then we'll come back with some more, questions, comments, and responses before we get out of here. Let me go on ahead and see if I can pull this up. Let's see how this. Hold on 1 second. See if I can find this. Here we go. All right. Here it is. Let's make sure everybody can see it. Can everybody see? Yes. We see 22. Well, it'll be both. But very interesting enough. We'll just kick this thing off. And hopefully you can see it. Pigs, right?
Yeah, it's small, but I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, you can see it. Okay, so this is obviously the kickoff. I'm okay with our returners being Turner and who was the other guy? It was Turner and someone else that was not Lauby, right? In terms of kickoff and punt return. Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it wasn't Lauby.
It was not Lauby, right? So I think that in itself is also kind of giving you some heads up on what's going on there. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Right, Ashton Janty first carry. And look, I'm all over this kid, man. He's number 2. He was number 6 pick, and the production has to be there. I don't think this is a bad play. I don't think he misread this or anything along those lines. Typical first play of the game, right? You want to fill things out, see how it goes. Good yardage game for what it's worth. And as you see, Kurt, he just looked very comfortable, man. He looked very comfortable. That obviously a batted play. You're going to see a lot of that. I think you're going to see a lot of that in this offense just initially as they try to get rhythm, things along those lines. But also we have to block, right? And I think the line did a good job. Buford there almost got himself beat. But again, very early, first series. I think they're just trying to get their groove. And I don't know, like right here. I mean, Kirk's calling things off the ball. This is the first series, guys. And he's almost throwing a pick. But hey, that's a catch, man. And guess who that catches too? Jack Besh. So, hey, he got himself open, right? So for all you Jack Besh fans, this is your chance to talk that talk, if you will.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice catch because Buddy was on
great
his back
catch.
while he made the catch.
Absolutely, and he was covered very well.
That's a catch
well
that a lot
covered.
of other wide receivers on our team would not make. Like
I
that's
agree.
kind of unique to him.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Yep, here's going to be some great play action, right? Get it out the mayor. Again, great first down. First down yardage, or I should say first down yardage in terms of 7 yards, putting you in second and short. And that's a lot of this is play action. Watch those linebackers and the safety pull up, right? They have to respect that. They have to respect that, no matter who's in the backfield. Yeah, they have to respect that. Now, this is one of the plays that absolutely burns me up a little bit. Now, you can't see it from here, right? Looks like a typical, hey, we're getting a first down, great. I got to show you guys this here. I want you to see this. Ashton Jeanty, one of the knocks on him is his vision, right? Am I wrong? One of the knocks on him is his vision. I want you to see here, right? Right in this area here, you're going to see things are going to open up, if you will. If he had the vision, if he had the Barry Sanders-esque wiggle and jump cut, things along those lines, you might see something happen here. But unfortunately, that's not his style. He's a downhill runner. Once he hits it, he hits it. And that's it. There is no wiggle room. There is none of that. So I want you guys to see this. I'm going to pause it and show you exactly what to look for. Now check this out. Here, you have hat on hat, right? Hat on hat. You got this guy coming up, hat on hat. You got this guy coming, hat on hat. Look at the hole, right? Look at the hole right off of his butt. That's what you learn in terms of, right, reading behinds. And as a running back, that's kind of your key, you know, if nothing else, is you want to be right off the butt of any of your linemen. And you're going to see this just didn't happen here. And it's a missed opportunity, right? It's a big missed opportunity in my opinion. See that hole right there? See it? Look at that. Where does he go? Inside. Look at how beautifully this is blocked, man. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Maybe can you go back a few frames? Because I think we kind of have to see where Janty's looking as he's getting the ball. Like, where's his head?
Right. And that's the thing. That is the thing with him.
Because maybe the play design was a crack, like a dive. And then
no,
he just
absolutely.
kind of puts his head down and dives.
As a running back, though, that's as a running back.
You're leaving so much on the table by not being
absolutely. It's irrelevant where the hole is supposed to be, whether it's a dive, whether you're supposed to cut inside, whether you're supposed to bounce. You are supposed to react. And again,
so
I want you to see
where he's getting the ball, like right where he's receiving it.
Right here.
Yeah.
Let me go back.
So he was able to read it. Like,
yes.
Where he's receiving the ball.
And he read it wrong. And that's my point. Right there. Right? Yeah. He's got the ball. You notice he's already coming this way. And that's my point. For all these people that think he's a wiggle guy or he's Barry Sanders-esque, as I've heard, that's just not realistic.
Is he seeing 27 and assuming 27's coming into that hole? Is that
it's irrelevant because he's got a guy coming right to take him, right? He's got that guy coming to take him. And this is what you call setting things up. This is where Barry absolutely would have naturally set this up and just skirted out of the hole here. And I think, in my opinion, if this was Mike Washington, that's exactly what you would have saw. We already saw his long play several times. I don't need to go over that and show you guys.
Is the ideal here to press here and then bounce it out, like before hitting?
have the ability to be quick on your feet, be able to jump cut, right? But what I'm trying to get you to understand and see, he never even looked at that outside. He never even gave it a shot. And unfortunately, I thought my pen was working. It is working for me, but you guys can't see it on the screen. You know, I'm drawing on it and showing you I'll have it, you know, set up for the next time. But you see, he's looking here. You can see where my pen is showing. He's not paying any attention to this out here.
And it could be in part the center is already kind of getting pushed back, so he's limited in his cutback.
I totally understand.
Because the lane is closed because the center is not going forward.
Right. I totally understand, but that's my whole point to being able to understand the type of running back you have, right? Shady, he's totally shaking that inside out.
He's light on his feet. He can easily
and that's what. Not only is he light on his feet, he also has the quickness, to do this. Because that's the other thing you have to have. You have to have.
Genty might be looking for contact already at this point.
Big bingo, because that's all he knows. He's used to running through people, running off people, bouncing. That's his thing. And my apologies for my pen not working. I'll have that working next week. But that's what you have to look at, guys. Again, another great run. Now, this is actually a good run. And this is what I think you'll see in terms of the 1-2 punch that we have. They're going to give Genty these type plays. Wow. They'll be looking for Mike Washington to have more of the ability to shift outside, right? Off tackle and make
the way
play.
This play unfolded here is kind of, I assume, what Genty was hoping for in the previous play was kind of working into traffic and wiggling and bouncing his way to like 7-8 yards, as opposed to trying to bounce it and cut it out, which really isn't his. I guess not his bag.
It's not his game. Exactly. And hey, again, here Kirk being Kirk, and hitting Tucker. This is great. I mean, very decisive. Got some zip on the ball. First down.
Yeah, and Tucker was smooth.
Looks very smooth, man. I was very happy with his productivity and what he did this game. Now here we have Washington. Now see, again, another great run. There's nothing there. And we will see this on the 22 side here with this angle. You'll notice all the right reads are made here. There's nowhere other than where he went with the ball to go. And you can see he went right off the butts of his linemen, right? Everybody's blocking out. And now, number 34, our fullback, he kind of missed it. You noticed he clapped it because that was his guy that made the tackle. He holds on to that block, and that's 6. Again, another great out route. Very quick. Hard to defend, right?
That was Tucker again.
He's got enough zip. It's again Tucker, yep. And he's got enough zip on it, but again, a young Mendoza, I see that coming out much faster, much easier, and no chance for a pick there. And here goes the play right here. Michael Mayer, touchdown. This was an impressive drive, ladies and gentlemen. Impressive drive, in my opinion. Marched right downfield. Offensive line held up, right? Great play calling. Great play catching, great execution. And we made a field goal. Shout out to Gay, he made a field goal. Yeah, he made a field goal. So awesome. Now we have to go to the defense. And I will be honest, I was disappointed in our cornerback play. I get it, McCoy hadn't played for 2 years. I understand it's going to take him some time. But you can't get beat with the same thing twice. And I believe he was scored on twice with the same fade route. Just didn't make sense. At some point.
I mean, I did watch those plays back. It's not like he had terrible coverage. It's just a very good throw and wide receiver pushed off and created space,
Right.
made the catch.
Easy pitch catch. No, I agree.
In hindsight, like how you would like the cornerback to play that is just get the eyes back on the ball and kind of be able to react on the ball and somehow avoid the contact with the receiver, or maybe anticipate the wide receiver trying to push off and be more grabby or something like that. He could take a pass interference penalty and then we'd be upset with him doing that, like if he gets in a hand battle. But it's one of those things where it's probably kind of like the biggest takeaway from McCoy is just seeing him being athletic and the knee not being a major issue. And some of the technique and skill stuff will just come with reps. And I imagine he's going to take that stuff very personally, so that'll be fuel for fire for future vendettas against wide receivers. 2 touchdowns against him in the future, I mean, that would be surprising. But, preseason, it kind of is what it is.
Right, and this was poor defense. It was clearly pass interference, although they didn't call pass interferences for us, which, I mean, at this point, go figure. You should expect that being the Raider. They never give us any calls, so that's par for the course. But one other thing too is this kid number 4, man. He had a great game, and it's Isaiah Love, right? I believe his name is Isaiah. I saw what he saw. I think everyone saw what he saw. Just didn't work out for him there, but he had some great runs. I mean, the Cardinals, they don't look bad. They're not good. And again, that's a little concerning for me. I don't think we got any kind of push on our defensive front. You know what I mean? It just was non-existent, to be honest. And that's what, Tonka Hemingway, right? And Butler, right? Those are the 2 guys up front.
I mean, they're not, we don't have any power or strength on our line. Like, it's a lot of speed and technique and technicians and craftiness and that kind of stuff.
Yep. There you go, Teron Johnson, being Teron Johnson, right? This is why you pay him the big bucks. This is not an easy tackle, ladies and gentlemen. It may look like it, but it is not. It is not an easy tackle.
Who is the running back? That was...
That's Love. Jeremiah Love. Yeah, I don't know why I said Isaiah. It's Jeremiah Love, who a lot of people think will get Rookie of the Year. Just an FYI. A lot of people think he'll get Rookie of the Year.
He's explosive. He's probably the most explosive player on the field. Most plays.
Absolutely. But yeah, this is going to be considered their first team, right? And they too are kind of marching right downfield. And our defense is just doing nothing. I get it. We're clearly not showing anything, but this has to be concerning for Rob Leonard, right? What do you think he's thinking now in terms of not being able to stop the run at all? Right?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it will just boil down to personnel. Like, they did sign a bigger, beefier guy that should make an impact on the run game, so probably, like, that'll be for short yardage. But I expect our linebackers to be playing at such a level that they'll bring guys along for the ride. Like, if they're not playing up to the level that the linebackers expect, there's going to be some accountability in the locker room by players, which I think goes a long way. So if our line is playing bad right now, I don't think it'll be an issue moving forward, like over time as things play out and more practices happen. I think with previous coaching regimes and roster personnel situations, we didn't have that. Like, it's kind of unrealistic to expect Max Crosby to be the entire, like, player coach for the whole team.
Correct.
Like, we really needed a Quay Walker and a Nakobe Dean to be, like, alpha dogs on the roster. And I expect this defense to be really good at some point. Maybe not the first game, maybe not the second game, but over time, they'll get it in order.
My guess is week 4 to 6 is when you'll start to see the defense gel and look like themselves, if you will, right? Because even Nakobe Dean and company on that interior linebacker side, even though they played together, they haven't played together for years, right?
Chemistry is still like a work in progress, in motion, and that's where so much of the elite defenses come from, is guys knowing what to expect from the other guys around them.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. That's just this play right here is a great scramble, right? Jacoby Brissett, I think he got paid, right? I think he forced them to pay him.
I think it's fair to say Arizona just played really well, like, for a preseason game. Like,
absolutely. They did play very well. I mean, they have a team, guys. That's what I'm saying. They have a squad. I mean, you got Jeremiah Love, man. That in itself is going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. Yeah, and as you can see, great play action.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback making a great throw, like standing in and firing it, like confident plays.
Absolutely. This is just a great play all the way around. You had Chin right there, right in his face. You can't really defend that much better. I think Porter was the one that got beat there. So it is what it is, man.
That was the quarterback made a pretty epic play, like not allowing the rusher to interfere with the throw. That's pretty awesome.
Right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our first series, if you will, in terms of.
I think that type of rush against a quarterback 9 out of 10 times will result in a negative play for the offense. That was just a pretty exceptional play by Brissett.
Right. No, I agree. I totally agree. I think you're absolutely correct there. But yeah, I don't think you can be mad at what you saw in terms of play. I don't know why that's showing. Hold on one second. Turf is having technical difficulties as always.
To just add one more comment to the McCoy conversation, I think it's very telling Kubiak's response in the presser when he was asked about McCoy and his performance. It seemed like he was genuinely happy and excited for McCoy to have that experience. Like not all negative, bad experiences on the field are bad things. Like, a lot of that can be very positive. When a coach is excited that a player has a challenge ahead of them, like, that's telling you that, like, that player is on the right trajectory and that the coach wants to invest in that player because he sees the potential payoff on the other side.
Yep. No, I agree.
I never saw that with Tyree. Like, I never saw that. When coaches spoke about him, I wasn't buying it. When Kubiak spoke about McCoy, it was a different kind of communication taking place.
Right. Yep. Nope. I agree, man. Shout out to Karan Rana in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show. This question is, how do you think the Raiders did on protecting the quarterback during Gurgle Live? Whatever Gurgle Live is. But yes, I thought the offensive line did pretty well, man. Considering I had no issues with the offensive line in terms of their play. I thought they did what they needed to do. You got to remember, this is a very young offensive line in terms of playing with each other. Only a few of these guys have, really been able to trust each other on the right and left side of them. So yeah, I had no problems at all with what I saw from the offensive line, and this looks promising.
There was only notable points that I would make about the offensive line was Grant looked pretty exceptional. He guys had some penalties here and there, but it's kind of whatever. We're more looking at skill at this point, like technique and development of a player. The mental lapses are just kind of, it's the first game. But yeah, Grant looked exceptional, but then Meredith at center looked pretty not so exceptional. But then when he moved to guard, it was a lot better. So ups and downs there. And another, I guess, point to make about the offensive line is as the game goes on, it becomes kind of harder and harder to assess, because the first team guys are the guys that have the chemistry, that are working together, that you can trust, and then it just kind of all goes off the rails as the game goes on. And you have the second and third unit guys come on. It's so hard to tell, because mistakes, like whose mistake is it, nobody knows. But yeah, those first unit guys look pretty solid. Definitely didn't see any glaring problems, so that's kind of a huge positive.
Absolutely. And I'm definitely going to have my show tomorrow, I promise. And I will do some deep diving into some of this game film. But with all of that being said, man, the stats for our quarterbacks. Fernando Mendoza, man, 10 of 16, 97 yards, averaging 6 yards a toss, and 1 touchdown, man. No interceptions. I thought the kid had a decent game. It wasn't like outstanding or anything. It didn't look like Carson Beck, right? I'll be honest. Watching his highlights, that kid looked like a seasoned vet. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but he looked like a seasoned vet.
He is a seasoned vet. How long did he play in college? Dude is so old. He's probably had more games than anyone I can think of.
Yeah, 6 years. So this is his 7th year, if you will. Literally, I agree. You could look at this as being like his junior season in the NFL. Like, this is his 3rd year in, and that's when you're supposed to look impressive. So that's a great point, man. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. But also, with that being said, somebody in Mendoza's class, who some people may have thought was better than Mendoza, and that is Ty Simpson. I heard he had an outstanding game.
Yes,
did you see anything?
I saw some highlights. I didn't see the game, but I saw the highlights and kind of the highlight tape package of Simpson, and I'm not surprised. Like, it's preseason. He's looking to prove something. There's a bit of a gunslinger mentality that's comes along with it, and that's always shows well when a guy's thrown with confidence and kind of no fear, and that's what I saw. He made plays.
Right. So. No, absolutely. I have to bring it up, and it pains me. I'm gonna keep his stuff for right now, and this is our guy, Aiden O'Connell. I'm just gonna be honest. It was terrible. Aiden was 4 of 13, 85 yards, averaging 6.5 a toss. No picks. Quarterback rating, 55. He was sacked 1 time, out of it getting hit 10 times. Mendoza had a sack as well, which he didn't have to take. But again, this is why I say he didn't have a great game. It was decent. It was a decent game. He put himself in harm's way a couple of times that didn't make sense for a preseason game. He held on to the ball way too much in a lot of plays, I would say. So that's why I say decent game for him. Aiden O'Connell, horrible. Kirk Cousins, sharp. Right? I mean, that's 5 for 6, 50 yards, averaging 8.3 a toss, TD, no sacks, no hits, 141 quarterback rating. I thought he did great. He's absolutely the starter. And in fact, it gives me a little bit more confidence with him in the way he commanded that offense, and how you can already tell him and Kubiak are, right? They're just picking up where they left off from their previous stints together. What's your thoughts?
Kirk Cousins' time with the Vikings was honestly probably some of the best in the NFL at that time, with Jets, Justin Jefferson, pretty unstoppable, and it definitely was a bit of a synergy in that the defense was also playing at a pretty high level with the Vikings, so they were getting turnovers and really good field position, so that helped Kirk Cousins not have too much stress on him. Like, he wasn't playing from behind very often. He was often playing with the lead. All that to say, yeah, if Kirk Cousins is in a great position and he's playing with the lead, I would expect him to dominate because he's the old crafty quarterback who's expected to do that. But if he's playing from behind and he's getting hit and there's pressure on him and the line is collapsing and the pocket is shit, like, he's going to be in for a very long season, just like the previous season with Atlanta and all that. So, yeah, it could go either way, but it's up to the coaches to decide which way it's going and then make the roster adjustments sooner than later. Like, get the young guys playing sooner than later if we're not making a push for the playoffs. If we're making a push for the playoffs, continue riding it with the guys, the hot hands, the people who are allowing us to get there.
Yep. Nope, I agree. And once again, shout out to Karan Rana. Hope I'm saying that right. Gurgle Live is about Josh Allen's tradition of throwing up before games, and I want to know your opinion on Fernando saying he does that too because Gurgle is being more common in football, like NCAA. This is something I've never heard of. I didn't know Josh Allen threw up before games. Clearly, I've heard of guys, right, having nerves, things along those lines. We all have our rituals, right? Believe it or not, for me,
I did not hear about Fernando throwing up before games, but I did hear about him speaking about his pregame process involving meditation and various other rituals. But yeah, I did not hear about the throwing up part.
No,
I did not mention that.
Yeah, so it's so funny that stuff like this is brought up because my son is kind of in the same boat. It's all brand new to him, and this is stuff he has to figure out for himself. I had to explain to him how, in college, particularly at Montana State, before every game, huge meal. I'm talking buffet style, biggest meal you're gonna see in the week.
Yeah.
I never ate.
Right. I remember you mentioning that. So it's so important. What is your pre-game process as an athlete, and how do you dial yourself in to be at your best? Food is a part of it. Everything is a part of it.
It's huge. Me, because I wasn't fast, right? Quick, but not fast. And it probably hindered me, even though I always was stronger in the fourth quarter than the first. I wouldn't take a spoonful of that stuff, man. I just couldn't do it. I knew guys that piled in 2-3 plates. And it blew them in. And they were ready to go for the game. Me, I felt like I had to play on an empty stomach because any food in me is slowing me down just that much, right? In order for somebody to get a hold of me. For me, I didn't eat.
I guess some of it is probably your body reacting, but some of it is also your mental reaction, like a bit of placebo effect. It's kind of a 50-50 toss-up, but I instantly think of Marshawn Lynch and his Skittles kind of sideline shenanigans where he's always having the Skittles on the sideline.
Yes, I agree, man, and everybody has their thing. Yeah, you have to, no one can figure that out but you, and eventually it'll hit you. And like you said, whether it's placebo, however it works, it's gonna work for you, man.
I always loved when in the middle of the games it was getting like gritty and violent and like there was a lot of emotions, and then someone would bust out orange slices or something like this, and it was just like totally changing the channel on the television. And it's funny, a ritual can really have an impact on an athlete, and so it's so important, the pregame ritual.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's everything. Don't not have your right tape for spatting. Don't not have your undershirt, right? Your lucky undershirt, your lucky drug. Like there's
a lot of ways to gain an advantage.
Absolutely, man. And it's pretty fun getting to explain this stuff to my kid while he's literally in the middle of the bright lights.
Figuring it out on the go.
Trying to figure it out on the fly, man. I mean, it's the kid's second time ever being in anything organized like this, and here you are, an All-American. Like, it's crazy, man. and watching all these other kids that's been doing this for a decade, you know, most of them at minimum 5-6 years, and he's just trying to figure it out. It's like, when do you want to eat, kid? What do you want to eat? When do you, even warming up, right? It's, are you warming up too much? Are you not warming up enough? Like, he's had everything thrown at him. For example, with the 100-meter hurdles, no warm up. And he was sick and he was sad. I felt horrible for him. But because of the way things worked out, long story short, 0 warm up, and went out there and tore it up. But the exact opposite with the 200. I felt like he warmed up a little too early, a little too long, and then sat on his butt, you know, on the curb waiting to be checked in. And I felt like that was some of the nervous energy that, you know, shot him to the first hurdle in way less steps than he'd ever gotten there before in life. So, I mean, all of these things, right? Once he dials all of this stuff in, watch out, right? Because that's what it's going to take, the experience.
Some of what you just said is it's so important that an athlete becomes aware and perceptive of their own experience and make a conscious effort to almost like understand it and learn from it and apply it to the next challenge. How you react to all these different inputs and kind of if you can kind of document it or log it and then have that feed into your next challenge. That's kind of the ideal as an athlete.
Yep, absolutely, man. I mean, all of this stuff matters, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm even thinking in terms of jiu-jitsu and my jiu-jitsu competitions and tournaments. Again, I personally didn't like mass warm-up. You know what I mean? It's just not something that I was ever accustomed to. It was just too much, man. It was just too much for me, and I felt like it would cause me to gas out in the end. And so, hey, you know.
You said mass warm-up? Mass
warm-up, meaning like a lot of warm-up. So my son, he'll warm up for an hour, dude.
Is in the volume.
Yes, the volume. Okay. He will do every warm-up that he does for practice. Mm-hmm. You know, every hurdle warm-up, every calisthenic, he does it all. And if he doesn't, I mean, at least right now he doesn't, you know, but now not getting warm up at all, he's questioning,
I think as an athlete, my experience as a snowboard instructor and kind of seeing athletes learn and apply their own skills in different contexts, including competition, it's good to experiment with all possibilities so that you can see the various outcomes that are possible and understand the strengths and weaknesses, pros and cons of those different outcomes. That's not to say that one is going to be the dominant, because the situations change all the time. The environment is changing, so your approach has to change as well. Being adaptive is really the key takeaway, in that you don't want to become overly reliant on having to do it one way and then not being able to do it that one way and then have that mess up your performance. It's better to be able to rely on the best way to do it, but then if it's not able to happen in that exact sequence, be able to adapt quickly and fluidly to be efficient still as an athlete.
Yep. Nope, absolutely. I agree, man. And, you know, obviously we went through passing. I mean, running game. Guys, we had 100 yards rushing. Like, I don't know if we got 100 yards rushing at all last year during any game. No, I know we had a few, but no. Mike Washington Jr. led the pack, which I've already given you my shocking take in terms of, I think, he's absolutely going to take over this backfield because of the speed alone.
I was impressed. I was impressed by Washington. What I was most impressed by was that he was able to be very dynamic in his movements and not overly static, robotic, upright runner, which is what I saw a lot of in college. And as soon as he was running in the NFL, I saw a lot more fluidity and a lot more bend, which was quite exciting. And
one thing even more important, did you watch him pick up blitz? Did you watch him block? I'm not saying it was great.
Right,
but
he's willing to put himself in there. Yeah.
He looked 100 times better than number 6. And everyone knows what I mean when I say number 6, not the actual number 6, but the number 6 draft pick at running back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wondering what you meant by that.
exactly. He looked 100 times better than Janty his first year.
Yeah.
Picking up blitz, pass blocking. That was super encouraging. Super.
I definitely liked the performance by Washington, but just as much, I actually liked Hemby's performance. I thought he showed a lot of promise as well.
Yes.
There's a couple of nothing plays where I think one play he might have even lost yards, but it wasn't on him at all.
Correct.
But he ended up churning out positive yards a number of times, and that's kind of what I expect from a player like Hemby, is the guy who's super reliable, is always getting positive yards.
Right. And, you know, I have to believe Lauby is absolutely getting looked at here. Right, 5 carries, 11 yards, 2.2.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're trying to see what they have in him.
Yeah, definitely better than Hemby. But I mean, considering, right, we know what the 1-2 is, and I think we see how it's going to be ran and played. I don't think they're going to hide the fact that they are going to have these running backs doing exactly what, right, they need them to do, and have plays that are geared towards their strengths.
Fair.
Which is kind of going to be a little bit predictable. But with the way that the line held up, and if you hope that chemistry and everything builds, it's not going to matter if you know what the Raiders are going to do.
And some of the predictability might go away if we're willing to do things like 2-back sets, where, say, you have a Genty and a Hemby both lining up in the backfield.
Yes.
Now you don't really know what direction they're running and what sort of run it is. It might not even be a run, because you can motion guys out. You might be able to do things right before the snap, whilst also still getting the benefit of forcing the defense to react from a personnel standpoint to the 2-back formation.
Yep. No, I agree, man. I agree. I think it was a solid opening for the running back room. In fact, you may give them the nod in terms of having the best performance offensively as a group, right? The running backs. Again, they rushed for 100 yards, man. So that says a lot to me. Again, I don't know how many 100-yard games we had last year. I can assure you they were not a lot. Very, very minimal, if you will. So yeah, I give 1 to the running backs, 2 to the quarterbacks. And last but not least, before we get ready to close things down, but the receiving room. E.J. Williams Jr. had 1 catch, right? The biggest catch of the night, 41 yards. He was targeted twice. The person targeted the most, which was interesting to me, was Philip Dorsett.
He had a bunch of drops too, and
he's
unfortunate. But
again, that's why this room is coming in last in terms of the offense.
But that's the guy who should have the least amount of drops.
He's the veteran.
That's pretty upsetting.
Yes, 100%. So some things that are positive. Hey, Malik Benson targeted 4 times, right? 2 catches, 26 yards. Jack Besh, 3 catches, 25 yards, targeted 3 times, and a touchdown, and a tutty, man. So there are some positive things from this group. It's just,
now, if Besh were putting up 3 catches a game consistently throughout the season, would you consider that a win for a second-round pick?
No, not for a second-round pick, no. But I would consider it a win for Jack Besh.
3 catches, three first conversions on 3rd down type thing, though, crucial.
I agree, but for a second-round pick, that should be the standard. That should be the standard. That you expect them to come in and take some touches away from some of these veterans, right? I mean, that's what your expectation is as a number 2 second round draft pick. Yeah,
you should be pushing for the top spots on the
absolutely, and he's nowhere close.
Not a niche kind of player.
Exactly, not even close. Trey Tucker, very solid, 2 targets, 21 yards, averaging 10 each. I thought he had a great night. Same for Michael Mayer. A great night. Shedrick Jackson, 1 catch. He was targeted twice. I mean, but I'm not going to go down every wide receiver here. Bottom line, 232 yards total, but still, I think they had the worst night. I don't know any other way to put it from that respect in terms of offense. I think the offensive line,
the wideout unit, you're saying, was the worst of the night.
They were the worst of the group.
Yeah, I would agree. There was obvious mistakes there too, like especially later in the game.
Yes, I may even put the offensive line in front of the quarterbacks. That would be partially due to the poor play of my guy, Aiden O'Connell. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed. I was a little heartbroken. Gotta listen to the fellas. Shout out to TRS. A lot of people hate Aiden O'Connell, man.
I mean, you can't really form a concrete full judgment on somebody who's playing with third stringers. Like, it's not really a fair comparison to compare Kirk Cousins one series with the first stringers against Aiden O'Connell's guys who are trying to find a job, not even necessarily on the Raiders. The guys he's playing with might be finding jobs on other teams. It's just a very different situation. I would say O'Connell's confidence is probably not looking great, and that's probably what's most concerning. Is that it's like in the past he played confident despite a lot of the bullshit around him.
Yes.
Some of that might have been a bit of naivete or just being new to the NFL, but I don't know. Maybe that just takes a toll after a number of injuries and a number of bad experiences with different regimes.
Right, and it's been this way his whole career, though, no matter where he's gone. So that's the other thing that made it very disappointing to me. I thought he'd actually step it up. But like you said, it's a team game, number one. Yeah. So.
If Dorsett makes a couple of those catches and receivers run the right routes, then it's a totally different narrative. And we're not talking about a disappointing performance. We're talking about a stellar performance. But it's a fine line between success and failure in team sports as far as individual assessments.
Yep. Shout out to Caught Out West Todd in the building. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoyed the show. The Raiders should have just got Kyle Mungia instead of Janty. And that's the lineman, right? Don't get me started, Todd. Don't get me started.
Kyle Monunga is the 7th round draft pick that went to the Bears. Kyle Monunga.
I don't know who that is. I thought he was talking about the defense. I mean, offensive line.
That's the Bears running back who went in the 7th round, but had a ton of flash plays that were just as, if not more, impressive than Janty's plays last season.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's going to go down as one of the worst picks, in my opinion, and there are just a plethora of running backs in that draft class. We had no offensive line. Right?
It was a historic draft class for running backs, and we drafted a running back in the top 10. It was crazy.
Dude, it was
the deepest class of all time. We overdrafted the position. Why? We didn't double dip. That's the crazy thing. We could have taken a Kyle Monunga late in the draft just to have the insurance policy. We
could have had a free agent, man. We could have had a free agent from that draft class.
Yeah, there was a lot.
There was a lot of running backs. Yeah, I didn't get to see that Bears game, but I did hear about that guy. So it's not shocking to me, man. I don't want to get started there, but like I said, we'll dive into that defense a lot more tomorrow as well. I know we didn't get a chance to talk about individuals, if you will. Real quick before we get out of here, what is your thoughts on the defense, Rob Leonard?
I'm excited. The individual players I'm really excited about, the linebackers. Obviously, I really want to see how they have an impact on the identity of this team. Not even just the defense itself, but the team as a whole. I think this defense could become the identity of the whole team potentially.
Correct.
So that's an exciting proposition.
Yep. No, I don't disagree, man. Greedy Vance had a hell of a game, right? 8 solo tackles, 10 total. Some guys had some flashes of goodness. I can't say the same for Tommy Eichenberg. I was thrown off on him immediately. I think it was the first play of the game. Defensively, he got a penalty. It's like, are you kidding me?
Right. I heard 805 saying you were all about the other Berg.
Yes, I was just about to bring him up.
Yeah.
Shout out to University of Minnesota alumni Cody Lindenberg. Bro, he's playing like he played in college. Go check out the tape. In fact, like I said, tomorrow I will bring this up. The kid flies everywhere. He is just all over the place, man. And he plays like one of the ball hawks that you need to have on this team. I've already got clips of his own peers and teammates saying he is him. So
I reckon he should be seeing more reps then in the next few games then. Like guys like Sloan and the Minnesota linebacker, they should be getting like double the amount of reps.
Right.
Over say a Tommy Eichenberg.
Right. Caught out West, Todd. This is unfair. I'm looking at a list. It's unfair. I mean, although I could have done it, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have gotten everyone's name correct, but I'm looking at a list of defense, right? So that's how I know that Greedy Vince had a total of 10 tackles, solo 8, etc. So, this is what I do, man. This is what I do on my side, especially now that the season is starting. It's all about football, man. Clearly you haven't been here a lot, so I appreciate you for coming through, man. Again, like I said, hope you enjoy the show, but just to give you a tad bit of background, yes, I did play in college. I did not play in the NFL. I graduated and played at Montana State University. Yes, the NCAA FCS champ, Montana State University Bobcats. As you can see, I'm a Bobcat. So, yes, I was a running back. And yeah, it was the love of my life for a very, very long time. Very long time. And I still love ball, obviously, just as much, if not even more, as I age. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid outing. The Cardinals are not a great team. Don't get me wrong. They did have a playoff game previous, so they were one up on us. They're already starting to build that callus, if you will, that we discussed and talk about in terms of having the pads on and not, going against your own players and really being able to get after it. So,
but the Cardinals, players made plays for them.
Absolutely.
All their quarterbacks made incredible throws that I don't think we'll be seeing in the regular season. And
nope. Guys
like Marvin Harrison Jr. Kind of balled out as well. So they struggled in previous games. They had a good game this game. It's just that's the way football is. It's really hard to speculate and predict these things. But
Gardner Minshew. Yeah, Minshew, 14 to 16.
Yeah, he had a game.
101 yards, 2 touchdowns, 132 quarterback rate.
He likes playing in Arizona where the lights aren't so bright, I guess. That's kind of his ideal spot.
Right. Hilarious, right? So I mean, yeah, there you have it, man. That is the show for tonight. Like I say, I got about 10 minutes before I head to jiu-jitsu. You got any closing thoughts in terms of this game before we have to look at this week? Who do we have this week?
It's 49ers.
That's right.
No, Texas.
No, Texas. Yeah, that's right. You know what? I thought I was going to go to that game. Probably not. I'm probably not.
What about joint practices and stuff? Is any of that open to public or?
It is, and I was.
You could get an autograph at a joint practice. That would be a reason to go.
I know. Well, you can get a ton of them. Actually, a lot of guys do that.
The one autograph I'd be going for is Bowers, but I feel he would be the most difficult of everyone at the whole event.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you get a Bowers autograph.
And in fact, that's how I got this ball signed by Ziegler. No, that's the Marcus Allen ball.
How'd you get it? Oh, at a practice?
At a practice. At a joint practice. Not joint practice, but the Raiders practice. I got when Ziegler and McDaniels first started. I got a ball signed. So, but yeah, man, it's. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't feel like driving all the way up there to see the same thing that I just saw.
How far is it to get to?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's about 2.5 hours.
Fair.
Yeah,
you already got your fix of preseason.
Bingo. And I just hopped off a flight for 2.5 hours, right? So I'm probably gonna pass. I know. I may go last minute, man.
The Texans are a good team too. It's like they should be a playoff team. It would be worthwhile football to see.
And I want to see what our offense does with that top 5 defense.
Yeah, legitimately a good benchmark to see where we stack up.
Correct.
Arizona is a bit of a wild card. It's hard to know what their situation is.
Right.
The Texans should legitimately be a playoff team.
Correct. And I think Benson will show us really what he's made of at this point. I think that's what you're going to see. A lot of him in terms of even Fernando, right? I think you're going to see a lot more Fernando. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of my guy Aiden, man. It's a little disheartening. Hopefully he bounces back. Maybe they get him in there for a second. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I don't want to see O'Connell with a bunch of guys who are not really like doing their job. Like Correct. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like if we want him to be the long-term starter here, and we're like throughout his whole time here, kind of telling him he's not the guy. I kind of suspect he might go to another team. Like, why would he resign here? I'm not sure. But
yeah, I don't see him resigning. I mean, he needs a fresh start, right? We've said that.
Yeah, I would do that. I would go to another team and get a fresh start. Like
100%.
You've had how many coaches? How many regimes?
What's another one gonna do? Exactly. I mean, at this point,
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So I mean, it is what it is, man. I'm an AOC fan. I always will be, regardless of how he turns out. I think he'll be a long-term backup. No different than my dog Tony Banks, my quarterback. Man played in the league for 11 years, got a Super Bowl with the Ravens. I mean, I've heard of worse careers. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, man. But anywho, thank you, Pigs. Appreciate you as always, man. Great show. Stay tuned because we'll have that recap in terms of the Texans and the Raiders this week coming up. So, till the next time, we're out, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.